Special show. Big news. Stress test is gone from renewals. All right. Let me break this down for you. In Canada, every 3 to 5 years, mortgages renew. Everybody who's got a mortgage has gone through this. Get a letter, get a notice, get an email, get something, get a phone call. Your mortgage is up for renewal. So you want to go out and look for a better deal. Of course you do. Of course, you might want to negotiate with your own bank who's offering you the renewal because it's just easier. But you want a little better deal because here's what we know. The first offer from a bank is never the best offer. Okay, on renewal, the first offer is never the best offer. So you want to get competitive quotes. You want to see what the best deal is out there. Remember, you have the mortgage already. So it's just about payments and rate. There's nothing else. There's nothing else anymore. You don't have to qualify. You didn't have to rush to get a mortgage in order to satisfy your conditions for your house purchase. And you don't have to do any of that stuff now. This is just about getting a better deal. That's all it is. Because every penny you save in interest goes right into your pocket. It's profit. It's after tax. It's the best kind of money, is the money you save on your renewal. But, big but, we've got a regulator called OSFI, the Office of the Superintendent of Financial Institutions. The boss there's a guy called Peter Routledge. And Peter Routledge has been pulling the wool over the Canadian government's eyes for years now. He's dining out as the guy who invented the stress test. He didn't actually invent it. It was in the works. His predecessor was working on it. And when he finally got in, it was ready to be announced. And he announced it. So he just said, yeah, it's mine. I did it all. Turns out the guy before him did 95% of the work. But anyway, Peter Routledge lives and dies by the stress test because it did. It did save people. When interest rates were 1.45 or 1.99, people would have got way too much bigger mortgage. The prices would have been even crazier in 2021. So yes, stress test, good. It's good. It did its job. No complaints. But here's the problem. There shouldn't be any stress test on the straight switch. Just switching. Just switching. That's all we're doing. We're just saying, okay, I've got a mortgage balance of $283,000, and I want to get a little better rate. My bank's offering me 4.5%. Oh, look, the bank over here could offer me 4% instead of 4.5%. I want that. But then, and that bank, that new bank who's offering 4%, they're going to look into your income. They're going to study the value of the house. They're going to look at your employment documents. They're going to check everything. They're going to make absolutely sure you do qualify based on ratios. But because they have to use the stress test, you're at a 2% disadvantage. Let me explain. When your bank offers you renewal, when they send you that renewal document, pick from these rates. There's a whole bunch of rates in a list. Pick one of these. They don't even ask you if you're still working. Yeah, seriously. There's no re-underwriting on renewal in this country. You just get that list, you tick a box, you send it back, you forward it to them, you send an email, whatever you communicate to the bank. They never even ask you if you're still employed. They don't ask you a thing, nothing. No checking. No, they don't even care if the value of the house has gone down. They just send you the renewal. You sign it, you got it. No questions asked. If you want to get a competitive quote on a mortgage and get a better deal, they're going to throw the book at you again. They're going to check through every single thing about you, your income, check on the house value, check to make sure the value is correct. They're going to do everything to make sure that mortgage is correct. But they're only, that 283 you started with, they're only going to give you 283. That's it. You're not increasing the mortgage by a penny. So why should there be a stress test? The stress test is designed to ensure that there will be safety when you buy a house. The stress test is designed to ensure that if you're trying to get money out of your house, you're trying to increase your mortgage, that we make sure that you are actually going to be able to afford it now and in the future. But if it's just renewal, if it's just, I'm renewing now, I see, they've offered me higher rates. I'd like to see if I can get a bit better rate. And you go to the bank that has the better rate. They say, well, once we apply the 2% stress test to our better rate, you don't qualify anymore because we've studied the hell out of your income. You don't qualify. That's stupid. Canadians should be allowed to get the best possible deal on their mortgage as long as they're just renewing. There's no sense to the stress test. Remember, the existing bank didn't even ask if you were still working. So that's a victory. It's a victory. It starts November 21st. There will be no more stress test on the renewal of mortgages. Remember, renewal is the important part. Not a penny more. Not any increase on the mortgage at all. If you're increasing the mortgage, that's refinance, and they're going to apply the stress test. They're going to apply the stress test. This is just to make it easier for Canadians to switch mortgage companies to get a better rate. Just to get a better rate. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. It's the right thing. Peter Routledge used to pretend, oh no, we think that every single bank should apply the stress test to every single thing. This is utter bullshit. I've been whispering in the ears of the people in other parts of the government who should know this, who should hear about this bullshit, because it's just bullshit that, the mortgage, it needs to be stress tested on renewal. Fuck off. No, Peter Routledge, fuck you. No, it did not need to be stress tested on renewal. You knew that. Then he would make some little noises about, he'd say, yes, but because we would point out in social media, we say, wait a minute, it doesn't make any sense. If the bank knows, finds out, or even suspects that the client may not qualify based on the borrower, the person with the mortgage renewal, might not qualify with the added stress test, they're going to offer a shit rate. Routledge pretended, no, we will monitor that. We will make sure that doesn't happen. He didn't even have a system to check. Not kidding. No bullshit. He didn't have a means to even check whether the banks weren't screwing people. That I don't think they were, but still, it's garbage. Don't say bullshit, okay? Don't say, hey, yeah, we're checking. We're going to make sure they don't overcharge. You didn't even have a system to know. Come on, folks. Hey, shout out to the people in Ottawa. Two guys in particular. You know who you are. In a different department than Peter Routledge's place, who knew that this was wrong and knew Canadians deserved a better chance to get a better rate when they renewed. Thanks, you two. You know who you are. Thank you very much. Appreciated. And hey, one bit of good news. This is good news from the government. Easier ways to get better deals on renewal. Not on purchase, not on refinance, just dollar for dollar switching your mortgage. Good move.